ain't no pushover because he the only one on the island who has fully mastered the ways of a young nigga. Cause before he even came onto the island, that nigga, and listen to me when I say he killed, then raped free girls. Yes, sir, we back. First anime video of the year. The anime I'm gonna be talking about is Batum. Now I know it ain't February yet, but this is sort of a love story. But there gonna be a lot of action. Let's just get cue the intro. I am atomic. So we open up and niggas is blasting, except not with sticks but with bombs. If you thought getting shot was bad, imagine getting chased down and blown up. So after getting chased down, that nigga runs away and gets stuck in this corner, which was a part of the MC's plan. And then he just effortlessly kills that nigga. Now, that was a pro gamer move, and now that boy top 10 in the entire world. So you know he like that. So he gets kinda tired and decides to rub his eyes. Then instantly gets transported to wherever this is. So not knowing where he is, he goes wandering around, which was not a good idea because he gets smacked by a bug, almost did dirty by a caterpillar, and got snuck by a spider. But he somehow makes it to the beach and chill there for the day. So he opens up his inventory and pulls out this box, looks at it and goes,
Ooh, what does this button do?
やべ、なんか押した。嫌な予感が。まさか。
Stupid nigga almost blew himself up. And just when he thought he escaped, he met a not so friendly person.
なんだ
And just when I thought he couldn't get dumber, he goes ahead and do this, bro. The nigga threw the bomb, completely forgetting it had a timer. And again, the dumb continued to get dumber because the next time he does click the button, but his dumbass somehow forgets to take a timer again. So he finds somewhere to hide and then he jumps into the water. But this time he actually did something smart. That boy was up there talking that shit, and then Okay, this is about to be the most effed up thing you're gonna hear, but here we go. So Shorty and her friends go to hang out with these niggas who don't even look trustworthy in the first place. She didn't go with her friends, but met up later, and I don't really know what to say, cause she pulled up. Two shorties were on the ground, not dead. But from the looks of it, I think you can tell what happened. And while she was escaping, another one of her friends was mid business. Like, on one hand, if she stayed home, them niggas probably wouldn't have gone to jail. Maybe they weren't gonna speak up. But on the other hand, she could have gone and not escaped. And just when you think she gone through enough, Porky Pig over here was about to take her, but she said, nah, I ain't letting that happen. We both going out. But before that happened, his scary ass tries to run away, but she gives that boy what he deserves. So our boy later chases her down trying to get a piece of the food she got, but she apparently was a track star and she escaped, and he ended up finding this dude instead. But it turned out to be a good thing, because now we know how they got there. Turns out the company that made the game he was playing was the one that took them there. And as far as the reason he ain't remember, well, so in the end, the two of them decide to team up. So this plane drops some supplies, so that nigga chases it, but he ain't get there first. But that was a good thing, cause she also wasn't the first one to reach there. Since they both starving, they decide to head for the next one. That's the closest to them. But before we get into what happened to them, we gotta talk about their next opponent. We gotta check out the stats. Their next opponent is this kid who ain't no pushover, cause he the only one on the island who has fully mastered the ways of a young nigga. Cause before he even came onto the island, that nigga, and listen to me when I say he killed, then raped 3 girls. And when they caught that nigga, look how he was sitting in the interrogation room. Now, obviously, this is terrible. He had no excuse. But that nigga was getting abused by his father. And I don't know what type of abuse it was exactly, but I hope it wasn't what I think it was, because when that nigga asked him if he wanted him to remind him, he grabbed that nigga by the cleats. And he got what he deserves. Because he uses his bomb on that nigga. And use your imagination. What do you think happened with a bomb that does this? So our dude pulls up not knowing that this YN is here, and now they gotta duke it out. This old dude twists his ankle, so he sends that boy to hide so he can run the ones with the young nigga. He dodged one bomb, But that crazy nigga was not giving up. He almost killed that boy. But that boy ain't know who he was messing with, cause the moment that nigga saw his blood, he locked in like Zenitsu when he was falling into the demon palace. That boy was like young nigga first form. Or maxing. Then he shifted into his second form, sneaking. And now we got that boy shaking in his boot. And then just like that, just like Zenitsu, it was like that nigga woke up and then he realized what he did. But he just ties that boy up, which was a dumbass move, but we'll get into that later. So after a tough battle, them boys finally get to eat. At that point, tears, that shit must have been good. So he goes searching and finds Shorty from before, but she apparently must have watched a certain documentary, because she tries to gas that nigga to death, but that boy ain't going down that easy. But he ends up running straight to her and she attacks that nigga, but luckily her aim is just as good as Ben Simmons. But she apparently more shifty than an NFL running back. I mean, look at this spin move. But just when she thought she was gonna win, he makes her shock herself and she gets knocked out. Of course, he just took her back with him, but that wasn't as safe as he thought, because the food that he got, yeah, a bunch of Komodo dragons checked him for it. And also, they beat this nigga. It's up for him. If the Komodo dragons ain't get him, the poison will. They eventually find a place to hide and just cast the rest of the Komodo dragons that are left chasing them. But of course, like I said, eventually the poison got to the old nigga.
Tyler-san, 大丈夫ですか?
So Shorty gets pinged and Loverboy over tries to go out like he gonna do something, and they just end up jumping him. And capturing him, but he ends up escaping. And of course, they just end up tracking him down. They kick that boy off the cliff and take Shorty with them. But of course, he got saved by Plot Armor. Yeah, pause right here. I just want to remind you, if you enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe. Like, let's continue enjoying and making all this content, all this anime and other videos I be losing sleep over. And with your help, I can continue to grow the channel. So leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed so far, and let's get back to the regular scheduled programming. So when he got back, he got a look at her phone, and turns out this is the nigga wife from the game. So of course he gotta lock in again. That boy was so locked in, he saw through the trap set for him. He for sure wasn't gonna go out like that. So he unties her and they get out of there. But then this crazy lawyer starts chasing him, and he only needed one bomb to take him out. But somehow Daphne over here ends up getting caught again. Like, where were you when my boy was fighting? Okay, she must have heard me, cause she assisted that nigga right after. Rambo over here was holding him down. She throws a cast bomb and they start sprinting. They end up at a dead end, but somehow this nigga got sneaky athleticism. Look how he climbs this. And apparently Rambo's still alive because he grabs Shorty's leg, but to make sure he finishes the job, he just tosses the bomb down there. So since they couldn't make it back to the hideout, they just sleep there after the gas bomb disperses. That boy just casually reads it up without knowing, had Shorty fantasizing and shit. So later, this lady who apparently was in a similar game, which probably took place before they got to the island, but she got betrayed and the nigga she was with left, and she been on the island ever since. And you wouldn't guess who showed up later. Like, I'm not mad at the nigga cause she didn't tell him about the story. What I'm mad at is she knows the entire story and she ain't figured out. Like, how many doctors was out here named Date? Like, the nigga introduced himself as Date. That should have immediately rang a bell. His name is Date and he apparently got some medical experience. If it were me, just to be sure, I'd be looking at the nigga like, I got one question. Date, son. And I thought, wow, we shot this guy. And as soon as that nigga said, I'm bombing him more, he stands. Anyways, back to the story. So later, they going after another drop. But they ain't alone, they got a box for it. Even if it's in the water. So while they was fire hopping, Shorty over here was getting pieced up and that nigga came over to save her. But he obviously didn't throw that shit to leave anybody alive, but she's safe for now. And now he got that boy just where he want him. He makes him drop all his loot and now all he has to do is collect it. So that boy thought he got him, but apparently he does have Sherlock Holmes smarts because he uses that nigga perspective to fool him into thinking he was closer to the trap he set, and then that nigga runs away. But also turns out that was his friend from back then. Well, I wouldn't call that nigga a friend. Let me give you some backstory. So basically what happened was, so our guy liked Shorty over here but didn't tell her anything yet. And before I say anything else, cause you can probably see where this is going, but I can see things from both perspectives. So I don't know how long it took him, but he slept with her. But he apparently was dating her friend. Now is very fucked up thing to do, especially to your homie. But if he didn't sleep with her, someone else was bound to, because he was afraid of rejection and couldn't just tell her. Now, don't get me wrong, fucked up thing to do to your friend. Your enemy, yes, a nigga you slightly hate, maybe. A teacher you really hate and you see him try to bag something and just really hate him like that, yeah, you go ahead, but your own homie, nah. Now, she wasn't his to begin with, but respectfully, he got what he deserved. How you gonna do that and not expect the nigga to be mad? The nigga whooped his ass. He had that boy seeing red. They had to hold him back. Okay, so now back into the story. So the nigga needed medical attention. So they had to go find medicine for his wounds. So they headed back to the place. And that's where that nigga started plotting. Shorty wasn't even able to walk after seeing her nigga blown up, but the lady came back for revenge. He left her there, now she gonna bury him there. That nigga was chasing them all over the place, and just when he thought he was about to win, he lost to fan service. and plot armor. So he runs away thinking he got that boy, but he forgot who he just messed with.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
And of course, in classic anime style, she ain't killed the nigga. So as they went out to get meds to save him, that nigga was in here tweaking, and when they got back, he ended up attacking them. He did land some hits, but that didn't last for long. He just ended up running away, but karma caught up to him fast. But he just took himself out before the Komodo dragons could finish what they started. But you know what cures grief? A little accent. So she tells bro who she really is, and they get down to business. Now normally I'd be hating saying that nigga dumb and shit, but the nigga clearly saw she wasn't ready. She's still shaking and shit. She probably still traumatized after all the shit she been through, so he backed off for now. And that's how the show ends. Now I did read the manga, and the most satisfying thing that happened after this was they jumped the young nigga. Didn't kill him, but they did jump that nigga efficiently. Yep, finally done. Y'all don't even know how long this took. If I explain the way I edit, y'all probably gonna say it sounds easy, but I promise you it's not. Anyways, I hope you liked it. I'm gonna try to get another video out, but I'm gonna probably start after I'm done editing the video for Valentine's Day, but that's a whole different shit. Yeah, just if you're new, subscribe, leave a like. I'm gonna see you next time.
I gotta keep a pop-up, yeah. Put a red ribbon on me, fly away on Nimbus, yeah. Headed up the commies, I need me a bag full of sensu to get me back started. You don't even know what I've been through. The strain is hyperbolic. I ain't had a session in a minute, but I'm back, let me finish. I'ma throw on the shade.